And hello again, everybody. Welcome on back to another episode of Shape.io, where I decide whether or not I want to trash some things or not. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure, but we will just have to wait and see. So, hopefully everyone is doing well today. Okay, interesting. So I think both of these were at 5,000, but this one, while I was doing other stuff, kind of went down a bit more. But this one's actually staying pretty well supplied, and I think that's probably because we're drawing the most from this side here. So, still not 100% sure of how our ratios are working right now, but I also wonder if it might be a better idea just to deliver each one separately instead of fusing them, but I mean, we're at least guaranteeing that we're doing full saturation of both belts, and yeah, so what if we just took this and just copied it like that? Oh no. There we go. And there we go. Now that's in line. Some of my favorite is just tired brain being like, oh yeah, you know, just why would you want to line these up? Very clearly nobody wants that, and then but okay, so we've got those. Okay, and so if we open up that last one, we start to do even more. So we need to expand this section over here if we want it to work. And we also probably need to use this to accommodate a little bit more as well. But for right now, that's doing okay. I hate this so much. It comes with the territory, but it's just really funny to just be like, all right, cool. So we've got, you know, nicely laid out, everything's belted under, and it comes up here to match up. And then here is just like, why don't we just throw caution to the wind and everything will be weird and curvy. But it is okay. I absolutely love Paradise City. I know, not particularly clever, but it's fun on my part. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm not sure. Because I think, okay, so if I might start the next series of buses so we can have, so like this entire area right here, which I'm hopefully not going to delete, we'll have this be you know, just this shape production for right now. So, sorry, excuse me. So we've got all this focused on producing this shape, and we're doing it at about 2,000 a minute, which is not too bad. I think we can make it better. However, we're going to need to do some more work on that end. So let's because I think one thing I want to do is I do want to at least get like the main buses just set up properly. So why don't we 8 tiles, so 1, you know what, we can start it here. So we'll go ahead and do this right here. And then we can easily kind of bring stuff out further and use less belts. And I just realized that it would be easier that after I got those, I can do this. And then we copy, keep on pasting. There we go, so that gets everything a little bit further away. And then yeah, and since we expanded that a bit, that does slow production down over here, which was something that I was definitely worried about. And I actually think we can get rid of this for right now. And right now, we're actually not delivering enough white dye over here. Okay, so it's the thing where, as normal, it's fine if we have the belt fully saturated up to here, because even though it's being split off and used, it'll, you know, it'll catch itself up, and then this will also catch itself up and then be able to provide more than enough for all of this. So, and you see we were already making a bit more here, and that's going down here, and so on and so forth. So okay, so we got that. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to parallel things to be around over here, and then we can have our squares and such. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna do these all in a row like that, and then place you like that. Make sure we got you all hooked up, and then we just belt you under. And there we go. And so now that we got that, if we want it to parallel to over here, we're just gonna have to bring it over a bit. So we'll go ahead and start with this one. and go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there. And then this is where we will bring it on over. And then we can do the same thing yet again. So while I'm kind of doing this, like I said, hopefully everyone's doing well. I actually did a little bit of stuff with Twitch Sings last night because I've not really done much with it, and I want to get back into singing and doing music stuff because it's something I haven't done in a while. And there's like almost 4,000 songs on Twitch Sings too, which is pretty nice. I mean, you've got plenty of content to draw from. There's songs obviously I wish that were on there, but I had a good time with a lot of it, and especially since with my name being Pop Punk Bud, I like pop punk music, and there's a really good selection of it, so I was like, I enjoyed it a lot, and I was like, as someone who, grew up and listening to it, it very much just, it's a lot of the songs you would expect. Like there's a good bit of Paramore, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, a bunch of stuff like in that realm of things. On top of, you also got all sorts of stuff with like Pantera, which I thought was pretty cool. Not a completely conventional choice that I would expect from Twitch Sings, but like I said, it does a good job of kind of being well-rounded. So I mean, you can have anything from that to what else? I'm trying to think of more of what was on there that kind of surprised me. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. I really enjoyed that they had Sublime on there too, so very enjoyable time on that end. What else did they have? So we can go like this, and then we'll tunnel under. 1, 2, 3, and then we follow all the way down. I got some Breaking Benjamin on there. Remember that? I think they have like a Perfect Circle song. They got a couple of Tool songs, which I was surprised about. They've got a lot of other stuff that's like pretty good for that karaoke scene as well. Tons of ABBA. But yeah, so like I thought it was a good time. I'd be interested to do more of it in the like live, because I want to do work on Twitch more, but a lot of it kind of comes down to gaining the confidence of like setting a schedule and then also having the time to do things and so on and so forth. So if that does end up happening, I will definitely share it with here and be like, look, I am doing this thing too, because I already have a channel on there, I just haven't done anything with it so far. And I picked up A Summer with the Shiba Inu, which is a visual novel that apparently is supposed to be like dogs crossed with Sword Art Online. So you know, like that's something I had an idea of playing for, like more of a stream setting, because I think that would be fun. But you know, it's all going to kind of come down to what I end up wanting to do and what I can get myself to do. Like I said, and hopefully if I have the time, and especially if, like, you know, internet will hold up well and so on and so forth. Because nothing's worse than having an unreliable internet connection and trying to do things that require it to be working. That's why so far this has worked out pretty well, because I can, you know, I was like, as long as I do stuff ahead of time, like I got a backlog in case anything just like randomly stops working and so on and so forth. So we'll see. The plan is to eventually do more stuff like that, but like I said, we'll get there with time, and I would look forward to being able to share that. So what we'll do is we'll come up like that. I think one of the other big things that I would really enjoy about Twitch as a whole would be getting the ability to interact with people more. I was like, because obviously when you do Twitch, it's in a live setting, and then you get the opportunity to like talk to people as you're making the content, and then, you know, you can go to new places. That kind of follows back in with what I really enjoyed about the philosophy in BioShock and like what was discussed in, because there's a book series, I forget if I've talked about it on here or not, but there's a book series called Pop Culture and Philosophy, and something that's really interesting about it is that they take different like games and TV shows and stuff like that, and then delve more into the philosophy behind it. And we'll actually bring this there. But you know, it was like with BioShock, one interesting concept that gets brought up is the fact that the interaction you have with other people will bring new ideas that you wouldn't have thought of separately. So, you know, like you know, I do a lot of creative stuff. I enjoy writing, I enjoy making art. I have a couple friends that I talk to about story stuff and, you know, developing plot, and having someone that you talk to about it can give you new ideas that you might not have thought of on your own. And I think that's, you know, really interesting. Like it makes complete sense, and I totally understand why that would be the case. You know, so it's like it's interesting to take the time and look at how stuff like that can come together and what kind of experiences you can create, you know. And I think that, you know, Twitch is a great medium for being able to do stuff like that. And no, obviously you can stream on here, but I think there are certain requirements that you have to activate and so on and so forth. Whereas Twitch, you know, its main thing is based on streaming. Not saying obviously it can't work to do it on YouTube as a platform, but like I said, I mean, that's what Twitch is focused on, is doing specifically streaming. But yeah, so I mean, you know, I find it very interesting. I think there's a lot of stuff that could come about. Like I said, especially with anything like I said, Summer with the Shiba Inu. Especially since it's a visual novel, you know, you could get input and be like, hey, how are you thinking? Like, what do you want to see? How do you want to go about this situation? Stuff like that. Because, you know, obviously there's a lot of decisions that you get to make, and there's replayability and getting like different endings, so you know, you could have people help you get to where you want to be, so on and so forth. But yeah, so I mean, eventually that's something that I would like to do, and I'll hopefully get there with time. I just gotta do it, you know? And at the end of the day, that's kind of what most things come down to, is just doing it and seeing where it goes. And speaking of, so we're going to, okay, so we can bring this up one, we're gonna trash that side, and since we can support 2 cutters, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're gonna move it up 1, and so we'll split it like that, and then what we do is we'll do that, and then we'll come up over here and we'll cut again, and instead we will flip that, and we can delete you, and we'll bring those together. So what we'll do is we'll do that, combine, honestly not sure what's going on with my voice today. Just at least just a little bit of water and try and get kind of to the end of this. And weird, like I said, I'm not 100% sure about what's going on, but sometimes voices are just weird. So I need you, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I think that should let us be able to run at full. Because what we'll do is we'll merge them into groups of 2. So if we go and do something like that, and then okay, what if we actually belted it down below so we can just go back and down? Because I'm going to set up a belt that's going to be saturated with 4 rows of the pinwheel shape. And that way we've got plenty of stuff that we can do with that later. But there we go. So we got those. Boom. And we'll go ahead and cut right on through there. That way, you know, in case we need to build any more to get things to work properly, we can do that. Because if we build things off of the top here, then, you know, we have the room to do things and so on and so forth. And I think I'm actually going to put it 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's go ahead and put you there. And then our first one can be our bottom row. And then what we'll do is we'll take you and... Actually, how much are the stackers doing? Okay, so I actually need more. If I want it to be fully saturated. But we'll start here and then figure out where we need to go from there. So you can come down like that. You can come down like that. You can come down like that. There you go. Because, you know, we can always add on more stuff later. Won't be that difficult, just like I was doing with the squares when I was testing out the working of making corners. Because, you know, all I would have to do is add on another row, and then I could belt it into somewhere later down the line, and then we would be okay. But okay, actually, let's see how many of these we are going to be producing. So we're only producing 1,000 a minute because... Okay. So, you know, if we wanted it to work, we would need to think double would be our first part. And then what we do is we'll take you and move you on over here. No. I need a good way to be able to merge this onto our belts. What if we did... I mean, we could just do that, right? So we'll just bring this on. Well, no, because we need it to be balanced. So we need to... Okay, so we actually do want to move this. So we'll move that over there. So we'll balance it here first, and then... Okay, I think this is gonna be kind of dumb. However, what if we did that, and then when we want to add on another one, what we'll do is we can put this... We put this one here, so we go out onto the second belt, and then we just belt under like that. Like I said, a little weird looking, however, to make sure that we're only putting one output onto each belt, and then okay. Apparently it does not like that, so we'll have to do that first. And then we do that, and finally our last one goes onto here. And then we go and do this. Okay. And now we just take this gap right here. And now we see if we keep things saturated properly or not. which I think we might be. Because we're actually producing a lot more now. And... okay. So it took much longer for it to not be fully saturated. However, we're getting closer at least. So, oh, I don't know why I keep doing that when I could do this and I could see how many we're producing. Oh, well actually I probably want to clear it out first. Because I'm not 100% sure about what the actual belt saturation is here. So if we get it unsaturated, desaturated, unsaturated, however that works. So we can take this and do that. Okay, so it's roughly doing 10 a second, I think. So if we want it to be fully saturated, we need to double this again, I believe. Because we've got 1, 2, 3. So, okay, so our stackers work at 3 1/3. So every 3 is going to be 10. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Hold on. So this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We're only doing 53, and if we want full saturation, we need 80. So let's go ahead and so every group of 3, that's we need 8 groups, which would be 24 total. Okay, so we can make that work. So we have 5. Okay, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. So, okay, so that brings us to 60. And then 66. 72. Okay, I don't know if I actually know how to do math right or not, at least in my head. 1, 2, 3, so that's 10, 1, 2, 3, 20, 1, 2, 3, 30, 40, 50, sorry, this is one thing I'm really bad at, is like counting and making sure. So 1, 2, 3, 10, 1, 2, 3, 20, 1, 2, 3, 30, 1, 2, 3, 40, 1, 2, 3, 50, 1, 2, 3, 60, 1, 2, 3, 70, 1, 2, 3, 80, and then, okay, so I made just 1 extra. So now, what we do is we're gonna take you and move you all the way down over here, and we'll get rid of that. Copy you. And then all we gotta do is start bringing stuff down. And then after I finish this, it's where I'm gonna call the episode. So go ahead and get you set up. You're gonna go there, you're gonna go there, and you're gonna go down here. Go like that. We've now got 16,000 belts, which I feel like is quite a bit. So hopefully we'll be able to actually kind of cut down on that here soon. But you know, hopefully at least if you've been playing this yourself at home, maybe you've got some new ideas or something interesting like that. If you do, honestly, I'd always be glad if you wanted to share. I am always here to try and give feedback or receive feedback, I should say, and then, you know, see what you're doing on your own. I think there's a lot of cool potential for what could be done through, or to fix a lot of these situations I seem to find myself in. But let's go ahead and actually test right quick how this works. Because with any luck, we should be able to see full saturation. The only other thing that might help this run even better is if we bring if we decide to bring anything, or if we added on extra sources back on over here. Because I think our big issue is that, okay, because how many, okay, so we're still only producing a couple thousand a minute, and if we know each belt can support 1,000, then obviously we're having throughput issues. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. And in the next episode, I'll probably use this to add on some more into this main production line, and then we can maybe start seeing some better results. But let's go ahead and save and call it there. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like for the video, leave a comment if you have any feedback, anything you just want to say or share. Subscribe to see when I release content in the future, and I will see you in the next episode.